I'm in the Patriarch Grove of the Bristlecone Pine Forest within Inyo National Forest. And here's a tree it's named for, the Patriarch. The road getting in here was not too bad overall, except the very last section that required some maneuvering around large rocks, where you had to turn off the, if you want to call it a main road, but the dirt road that takes you all the way back to the White Mountain trailhead. I made it the 4 miles further to the White Mountain Peak trailhead. That road really wasn't as bad as the little driveway going into Patriarch Grove, just a lot longer. Beautiful views out over there. 7:35 local time. This will be my first attempt at a 14er. Be about almost exactly 1,000 feet higher than I've ever been before. If I can make it up there, hoping to do it in 6 hours ideally. The nice thing about this one is that it's the easiest 14er in California, even though it's the 3rd highest in California. It has a fire road that pretty much goes all the way to the peak. Yep. So far, so good. This Barcroft research facility is supposedly 2 miles in. It's been a steady uphill climb so far. And only, not even 40 minutes, less than 40 minutes to get here. Haven't taken any breaks yet. I've resisted the urge to take photos and such. Must be the local hound. I'd forgotten to mention that on the drive up to Patriarch Grove, I saw a bobcat. At least I assume that's what it was. It's definitely too small for a mountain lion, and definitely wasn't a wolf or coyote type animal. Ran like a cat, not like a dog. Actually crossed the road right behind 2 bikers that were biking up the mountain and right in front of me. Then when I was leaving Patriarch Grove, I did see 2 wolves. At least I assume they were wolves instead of coyotes. I have to admit, I don't know my animals very well. And then saw 3 quail. I suppose they could have been grouse, but they looked like quail to me. At least I don't think they have pheasants out here. Maybe they do, because it flew kind of like a pheasant too. But I think quail kind of have that same sort of flight pattern. Alright, now we finally get to a bit steeper section. Atop what I assume is Mount Barcroft. You can finally get a view of White Mountain. You can just barely see the road. It looks pretty intimidating when you're way down here and you're thinking, I have to climb all the way up there. Starting to close in on it. Hasn't even been 2 hours yet, so that's a good sign. But the worst is yet to come, it looks like. I'm pretty confident I can do it in less than 3 hours. I'm trying to keep my heart rate 140 to 150. So far pretty good. And still haven't taken a break. Other than having to stop to get a bar. 2 bars out of my pack. Ate one already. And get a little pebble out of my shoe. Just keep trudging along, slow and steady. I'm pretty impressed because I know I'm well above 13,000 feet now. Nearly there. Another 200 feet maybe. I'm doing the official route too, staying on the road, going up. Didn't take that cheater route that you can see those people are. I cut off the switchback of the road. Going back, I'll do some cheating. There are some that just don't make sense. I'll point those out, I guess, when I head downhill. Should be heading up the last switchback. See the rocks in the road get rougher the higher we've gone. And a couple minutes later, here we are. People have obviously stayed the night up here, built themselves a little rock shelter from the wind. Looks like there's a journal you can sign your name to, Summit Register. Woo! Thank you, Jesus! May not be able to see it very well, but down there, and it's not going to focus when I zoom, but that would be the northern end of Death Valley. I forgot to mention that it took me 2 hours 53 minutes to make the summit from the gate, and I consumed 2 bars and almost 1 liter of water. I brought 4 liters, so I've got way more than I need. I'll give it away to someone coming up if they need it. But now we're starting the downhill, and expect that that'll take about 3 hours, because I will probably stop, take a few more pictures. As I said, I didn't take a single break other than having to take my pack off to get those bars and get a pebble out of my shoe, and a couple few second stops to drink a little water so I wouldn't accidentally trip over a rock or something on the trail. But I don't go downhill real fast because I have bad knees, so. The second shortcut I'm going to do, aside from the one at one of the very top switchbacks up there, is you can see the real road goes off that way and climbs that hill and kind of goes around it and over. There actually is a secondary road that I couldn't see when I was coming around the other side, which would save you a little bit of time. But what makes even more sense is just to contour around this hillside and meet back up with the trail or road, which is just on this side of that little knoll there. So that's my plan. And I don't know if you can see somewhere out there, I can't see it in my screen, I think it's right there, is a tiny little bit of snow. I'm going to aim to go just above that and just over the rock field that is kind of up and right from that to get to the road. Starting my contour across, and at this point, now that I'm actually at this level, I actually may go south of or below that rock face, which is kind of like right there. So I'm going to head more down around that way. See how that works out. Oh, here's my little snow spot, and with my adjusted route to go below it, looks like I'm doing pretty good. Have that boulder field across, but shouldn't be a problem. Been rock hopping pretty much the entire way so far. Haven't touched the ground very much at all yet. I realize that there are also sensitive lichens on many of the rocks, so I suppose it's 6 of one, half dozen of another, perhaps. But I should point out that this is a wilderness area, so you can go off trail, camp off trail, within whatever the regulations they've set for this wilderness area are. Now I'm through the crux of the route, past that boulder field. This is obviously shorter. And you can't forget to factor in the fun factor. A lot more exciting than walking on road. And in fact, right up there is the sign that indicates that this is a wilderness area. So, brought me back pretty much to right where the boundary is. I will say that it is rougher on the feet than walking on the road, trying to hop from rock to rock. Sometimes you don't get an ideal placement, which can wear down on the feet pretty good. And poof, just like that, I'm out. Looks like my shortcut really didn't save me much time. Took about 2:48 to get out, I think. So it's 5 minutes shorter. Of course, it's easier going downhill. But a good task. And I have my first 14er under my belt. Now back to the Sherman Grove, hopefully, to the visitor center where we slept in the car last night. Looks like I just finished just in time. Have a little bit of hail coming down now. Not much. A mixture of rain. We're back on Bristlecone Pine Visitor Center, taking the Methuselah Loop, which features the Methuselah tree, though they don't label it to protect it from vandalism. It is the oldest known bristlecone pine in the world. There are 5 states in the U.S. that have bristlecone pines, 3 different varieties, but the ones here in the White Mountains apparently are the oldest. Had some rain last night, so the haze is gone. You can see sunrise on the Sierra Nevada mountains. The drive up 168 was so fun that I'm going to try to record it as we go down. It's a very nice road to have a wild ride on.